This year marks 20 years since I went to prom. One moment you're a teenager thinking low-rise jeans are a good idea, and the next you're wondering if it's normal for your knees to make a squeaking sound. Anyway, here are all my dresses. One of them is particularly shiny and princessy. Can you spot it? Yeah, my prom dress. I wore it when I was 18 and now I'm 38, which is upsetting on so many levels. But yeah, this dress is officially a grown-up. It could legally go to a bar and order a beer. It could vote, rent a car, and even get its own credit card. A picture from prom. Look at her. She had dreams, she had hope, she had zero awareness of taxes. Her dress, custom made. Sounds fancy, right? Yeah. Tell that to my dad's wallet. The poor thing had to cash out 40,000 Slovenian dollars with a T. In today's money, that's about $180. That doesn't sound like much, but back then, that was big money. Like almost half of my mom's monthly salary kind of money. Like, we can't afford vacation this year because I need to look like a satin burrito for one night kind of money. For a dress. A dress that I wore once for like 5 hours and then never again. To increase my my dad's return on this investment, I decided to bring it back. I'm spending next 24 hours in this satin prison. Okay, it still fits. Well, kind of. If I inhale at just the right angle and promise not to laugh or make any sudden movements, I should be fine. Today, my mission is simple: walk gracefully, maintain good posture, and radiate pure elegance. Like a swan, a slightly malfunctioning swan that maybe hit a window once or twice. Okay, walking elegantly is way harder than expected. My spine is actively rejecting this lifestyle. I think I was born to slouch. It's just who I am. I feel like a princess, but also a sausage in fancy paper. I feel like I should be lounging in a velvet chair, sipping expensive tea all day, but instead I have chores. Like a pleb in satin. My royal duties today include cleaning, cooking, gardening, and possibly humiliating myself in a grocery store, because what's more iconic than buying discount yogurt in a ball gown? My cat has graced us with the return from her morning patrol. She stares through the window like an emperor evaluating my speed. I, of course, panic and rush to the door like I'm defusing a ticking time bomb. Welcome back, Your Excellence. Breakfast is almost ready. Please have mercy on me. I frantically sprint to the kitchen like my life depends on it. As I squeeze this luxurious delicacy, wet food from a packet, into her bowl, Tenny circles me like a shark sensing weakness. I'm not moving fast enough. She's not impressed. Tenny doesn't just want food. She wants to remind me that this is her kingdom and I'm just the unpaid kitchen staff. Honestly, I live in constant awareness. Do princesses work out in the morning? Historically, no. They woke up, stretched dramatically, rang a little bell, and someone brought them breakfast in bed. But modern princesses? Oh, they have a home gym bigger than my entire house, a trainer named Chad, and a fridge stocked with green juices. And I am a modern princess with none of those things. So I will make do with what I have, and what I have is a TikTok workout. I've never attempted a TikTok workout before, but today we change history. First move, jumping jacks. This is harder than I thought. I am drowning in fabric. I'm being eaten alive by a satin monster. The corset has compressed my lungs into the size of a peanut. I trip over the hem, flail dramatically, and briefly experience what it's like to be a flying squirrel. Then reality smacks me in the face. I collapse onto the floor like a Victorian woman who just heard a shocking gossip. Grace level somewhere in the negatives. This workout ends now. I have gathered my findings and reached a scientific conclusion. Princesses do not work out, ever. End of story, roll credits. In the olden days, princesses had two ways to get their daily dose of gossip. First, by whispering behind an obnoxiously large fan, and second, by buying a scandalous newspaper from the local drama dealer. You know, Bridgerton style. Me? I prefer the modern approach. I turn on my laptop, refresh the news, and let the internet destroy my peace. Sorry, Lady Whistledown, but we've upgraded. No more waiting for the morning paper. I get my scandal delivered instantly. All I need is Wi-Fi and Opera browser. And guys, Opera just leveled up their browser game with Opera One R2, and it's giving queen of productivity energy. First of all, the aesthetic. You can choose different themes and customize everything from colors, sounds, animations. I customized mine to match my prom dress because obviously if I'm gonna dramatically refresh the news, I might as well do it in style. I also love the little pop-out player that lets you control your music or podcast while browsing. No more awkward tab shuffle where you pause the music, forget where it was playing, and then open 15 tabs in panic. I can pause, skip, and move the player anywhere, even outside the browser, which is great for when I'm listening to podcasts and editing my videos. Opera's split screen feature is a game changer because now I can research like an actual organized human instead of frantically jumping between tabs. I always use it when buying plane tickets, which is great for comparing the prices, but also great for staring at numbers and slowly realizing I can't afford to leave the house. They also solved my biggest issue, remembering which tab I was just on before I got distracted and opened 5 more. With tab traces, your most recently visited tabs are marked with an underline. The darker the line, the more recent the tab. It's basically a built-in memory for when my brain refuses to participate. As we've established, I'm a tab hoarder, but luckily the Tab Islands feature lets me group my chaotic mess of tabs into manageable little clusters. I can expand and collapse them whenever I want. Need all my shopping tabs? They're chilling in the Impulse Buys Island. Need my favorite brownie recipe? Boom, Chocolate Crisis Management Island. Aria is Opera's built-in AI tool that lets me ask questions in the super handy command line without having to jump to a new tab. Which is great because if I open one more, my laptop might actually start crying. Aria can also generate images from a simple prompt, meaning I can type a fancy frog wearing a tiara and bam, Aria makes it real. On top of that, Aria can even recognize images. So if you want a browser that has style, amazing features, and actually helps you stay organized, you need Opera. Click the link in the description, download it for free, and upgrade your browsing experience today. In my last video, I introduced you to the tiny royalty that has moved into my garden. A little furry queen who has claimed a corner of my backyard, her empire. Oh yeah, and after that extremely democratic voting process, we landed on a name, Poppy. It's 10 AM, which means it's time for Poppy's royal feast. Good morning, your grace, slept well, dreamed of world domination? Oh, fantastic. On today's exclusive menu, pate. A high-end, grain-free, premium meat content pate, because Poppy has standards. She also gets a fresh farm egg a few times a week, whisked and mixed with pate. This looks like something that would get you eliminated from MasterChef, but according to Poppy, it's a masterpiece. Voila, mademoiselle, bon appétit! You know what's deeply disturbing? I should be the princess today. I'm wearing a literal gown. I should be getting pampered, I should be lounging in luxury, receiving gifts. And yet, here I am, taking orders, serving meals. This is not the monarchy I signed up for. Before I go, Poppy gets a dessert, a refined selection of premium kibbles. Have a wonderful day, Your Highness. If you need me, I'll be up there contemplating how I ended up as an unpaid butler. After feeding every other living being around me, it's finally my turn to eat. 2 soft-boiled eggs because protein and oatmeal because fiber, I guess. I'm trying to convince myself this is exciting, even though it's just the same breakfast I've had 300 times. To elevate my oatmeal, I'm adding a banana because I'm an adult who makes responsible dietary choices, and also I run out of chocolate chips. I need enough energy to survive over 20 more hours of pure satin-based suffering. Like, yes, I radiate elegance, but also if I sit down too fast, I might explode. The corset is basically a fabric-based life coach, forcing me to sit with perfect posture against my will. We're in a toxic relationship and unfortunately I'm losing. Now as I eat my very abundant, highly nutritious breakfast, I'm beginning to realize something. This might have been a mistake. I was already on a verge of combustion and now I have added a full meal to the equation. If I sneeze, it's over. Okay, so our laundry room looks like it has been specifically targeted by a hurricane. There are clothes everywhere. We don't have tiles anymore. We have fabric flooring. I need to fill the washing machine and ignore the fact that I physically cannot bend down. I attempt to lean forward. The corset tightens. The seams audibly protesting. I'm trapped in an absurd mid-air limbo position, looking like I'm desperately reaching for the last Pringle at the bottom of the can. I start picking up clothes with my foot, because if I can bend, I must evolve. Somewhere out there, Darwin is watching this unfold and taking notes. Then I slide on a sock and hit the ground like a cartoon character slipping on a banana peel. The skirt actively trying to ruin my life. I shove everything into the washing machine and slam the door shut like I'm trying to contain cursed energy from escaping. This is no longer just a mess. This is a fight for dominance. If you never hear from me again, just know I was defeated by my own prom dress. Have you ever seen someone clean a cat toilet in a floor-length prom dress? Me neither, but here I am, living it, first person, in 4K, and let me tell you, it is as tragic as it sounds. This could be the weirdest thing I have ever done, and I say this as someone who has shaved her boyfriend's hair and made a makeup brush out of them, and then used it to do her makeup. Now that I think about it, makeup brush was weirder than this. So today, on a day when I'm already drowning in chores, I have somehow decided that I want to make a fancy, totally unnecessary, slow-cooked meal. Because when have my decisions ever made sense? Never. Drizzle some olive oil in the pan, and listen, before you start judging my burnt, scratched up, battle-worn pan, just know that the only person who can judge it is me. Because I have probably eaten enough of its coating to be considered a part of the pan itself. I quickly salt and sear the beef. Golden on all sides. I chop onions at lightning speed. I'm kidding. I just sped up the footage. In reality, it's taking me 5 business days and I'm crying like I just watched a sad movie. The kitchen smells unreal. My dress, however, smells like I've been grilling myself. Now the broth. Homemade. Frozen. Possibly from Ice Age. Is it still safe to eat? We're about to find out. Let it melt, toss in the beef, slap the lid on, and now we wait 2 hours to let the flavors develop. Guys, finally an event worthy of my princess status. I've been cordially invited to a royal ball, hosted by none other than His Grace the Grand Duke of Cleanliness, Sir Hooverton III. He is determined, he is powerful, the dust trembles in fear, and so does my cat. She takes one look at this madness and immediately files for an emergency evacuation. Meanwhile, Sir Hooverton and I, we are unstoppable. We twirl, we glide, the dress flows behind me like I'm starring in a Disney movie. Until he makes a comment. I don't know what it was. Maybe he judged my posture. Maybe he implied my dress smells like onions from earlier. Either way, it's over. I toss my hair back. I throw my hand up dramatically. Talk to the hand, Sir Hooverton, and I storm off. But who do I find waiting in the shadows? Sir Moppington. Silent, loyal, a true gentleman. I take his hand, handle. He does not judge, and so we dance. Me and Sir Moppington, we wipe away the past mistakes. It's like we've been training for this moment our entire lives. The living room, our stage, the audience, my cat judging from a safe distance. But then the sound, the unmistakable cry of a washing machine finishing its cycle. It shatters my fairy tale. I freeze mid-twirl. Sir Moppington looks at me in concern. I gasp, step back. Sir Moppington reaches for me, emotionally of course, because he's a mop. Like Cinderella at the royal ball, I must flee. I lift my skirt and run with my dress swirling around me. And then tragedy, my slippers fly off, landing softly on the ground. Sir Moppington watches helplessly, his heart, if he had one, shattered. But I do not look back, for I'm running toward my destiny, a destiny called laundry. You know what, guys? I should be enjoying this day more. Yes, I'm currently drowning in an avalanche of never-ending chores. Yes, my back hurts from carrying this entire household on my shoulders. But Cinderella didn't let that stop her. Did she complain about the chores? No. She was twirling around in a raggedy dress, singing with pigeons and befriending rats. So today, I choose to follow her footsteps. The sun is glowing. The birds are giving a free concert. I grab my gym tights, twirl them above my head like I'm a medieval knight signaling to his troops, except my troops are just more wet laundry waiting to be hung up. I'm gracefully flinging damp socks onto the drying rack like I'm performing a ballet no one asked for. This isn't just laundry, this is art. Okay, time to chop some veggies for lunch. Today's lineup includes leeks, carrots and cabbage. Now this beef casserole I'm making, yeah, I invented it. One day I stared blankly into my fridge for 10 minutes hoping lunch will invent itself. Well, it didn't, so I panicked and just threw everything into a pot, and somehow it worked. Me and my boyfriend devoured it. I accidentally created a meal so good, I'm now legally required to make it every single week. We eat half today and the other half leftovers, which means tomorrow's lunch is already made, which means tomorrow's me doesn't have to cook, which means tomorrow's me is living in luxury, and honestly, I deserve it. Because after today's household marathon, I will emotionally, physically and spiritually require a break. Tomorrow I will simply exist. I will heat up my meal and not lift a finger. But it's still only 2 p.m., meaning a long and painful journey till tomorrow, and my next task, changing my bed sheets. Now listen, I haven't changed them in a while. Let's not talk numbers. You can judge me in silence. I will pretend not to notice. You see, tonight I shall sleep like a princess in this ridiculous prom dress, and my bed sheets need to be equally royal, or at the very least, clean. Step 1. Separate the duvet from the cover. Step 2. Remove the old sheets. Instant regret. The fitted sheet grabs me. It traps me. I'm a fish caught in a net. A helpless burrito of bad decisions. I finally break free and grab the fresh sheet. One corner secure. Second perfect. Third flawless. And then the fourth corner slaps me directly in the face. I'm defeated. But the real enemy, the fresh duvet cover. It eats me alive. I'm inside it. Lost. Trapped. Spiraling. I may never return. The dress is not helping. I try to find the exit, but every move just pulls me deeper, like I'm being swallowed whole by an angry fabric monster. Send help or at least snacks, because I might be in here for a while. And then people wonder why I avoid this task like plague. We've invented cars that drive themselves, but where are self-changing bed sheets? I am waiting very impatiently. Lunch is served. Did it appear magically? No. Did a team of hardworking professionals prepare it for me while I relaxed in a silk robe and flipped through a magazine? Absolutely not. I served it like I've served everything else today. But at last I can sit down, take a deep breath. Oh wait. No, I can't. This corset is here to remind me that oxygen is a privilege, not a right. So my boyfriend just now realized that tomorrow his football team is having a very wholesome, very last-minute picnic. Everyone has to bring something, his assigned dish, dessert. A bold move for a man whose baking expertise extends to burning toast and pretending it's intentional. I mean, in a true emergency, if all bakeries on earth vanished, he might slap some Nutella on crackers and call it a chocolate tart, but let's not test this theory. As an exemplary, award-winning and borderline delusional girlfriend, I have graciously offered to help. And that means we have to hit the grocery store in this dress, because of course. A child looks at me, tugs on their mom's sleeve and whispers something. Probably, "Mom, is she okay?" I'm not okay! I'm picking out cookies while looking like I just escaped my own wedding. But a challenge is a challenge, so if I must carry toilet paper while dressed like an extra from Bridgerton, then so be it. At least my suffering is editorial worthy. Okay, we're home. Time to make this dessert happen. After a very professional, impulsive and rushed decision, we settled on rum balls. Why? A few ingredients, no baking, sounds impressive. First, butter cookies into the food processor. Crush them into fine, delicate dust. Then add sugar, except wait. I bought the wrong sugar. The recipe called for powdered sugar and I grabbed normal caster sugar. Am I going back to the store? No. I've already terrorized enough innocent civilians in this ball gown, so now these rum balls, they'll be crunchy. Next, cocoa powder, a disturbing amount of butter, and then rum. Now I brought a tiny bottle of Slovenian rum with me because I occasionally make tiramisu, and this specific rum, it smells like my childhood, in a nostalgic tiramisu way, not a weird my parents gave me rum as a baby way. But we're basically out, so we had to buy a new bottle. The label says Ron, which, fun fact, is Spanish for rum. Fantastic, international, exotic. Oh no, this is not my beloved tiramisu baking rum. This is aggressive. This feels like whiskey's angry cousin. Look, I obviously can't walk into the store and start cracking open bottles for a sniff test, especially not in this dress. I won't just look like a runaway bride, but more like a woman left at the altar looking for answers in the liquor section. So we're using the mystery run. And honestly, the more we continue, the happier I am that I will not be present at this picnic. If people don't like the balls, I was never here. I know nothing. I keep rolling and rolling and rolling. It's like the mixture is multiplying when I'm not looking. I was aiming for a small batch and now I could cater an entire wedding, which is ironic considering how I look right now. Fine, I'll try one. Wait a minute. They're kind of amazing, and just like that, we've accidentally succeeded. Guys, I just remembered that my parents got me this necklace for my 18th birthday and I wore it to prom, so we need to complete the look. That's it. I open the garage door. Boom! A wave of chaos hits me. A dust cloud immediately enters my lungs. A spider the size of my fist glares at me like I just broke into his house. We make eye contact. I'm not welcome here. Spider webs drape the corners like the garage is hosting a Halloween party permanently. Somewhere in the mess, something moves. Could be a cockroach, could be a rat, could be my sanity trying to escape. I do not wish to investigate. Does this elegant satin princess dress belong in this disaster zone? No. No, it does not. She deserves chandeliers, grand ballrooms, and perhaps a team of attendants carrying the skirt. But I'm here on a mission, I just need a shovel, and before anyone asks, no, I'm not shoveling horse manure in this gown. I may be impulsive, but I have limits. I simply have strawberries to plant. My current strawberries have fully given up on life. They're producing less and less, and between me, lizards, birds, and a few freeloading ants, we're fighting over strawberry crumbs. No more barely surviving, disappointing strawberry plants. These new ones will be strong, resilient, and most importantly, they will provide me with actual strawberries before the birds take their cut. Remember, you were planted by a woman in a ball gown, so I expect nothing less than royal level fruit production. 6 p.m. dinner time. Not for me, obviously, but for the true rulers of this household. Good evening, Poppy. How was your day? Napping in the grass, chasing butterflies, and staring judgmentally at nothing for hours? Beautiful. Our days couldn't have been more different. No scrambled eggs this time, just a simple pâté with a side of kibbles, because your humble servant is barely functioning at this point and hopes Her Royal Highness will accept this low-effort offering. If not, I fully expect to be put on trial for crimes against feline royalty. Dinner number 2, still not for me. Now it's time to feed Tenny, my other furry CEO. She takes one glance at her fine ceramic bowl and immediately starts the rejection ceremony. Theatrical paw movements. She's covering an invisible grave. She's making it disappear from existence. The luxury cat food I ordered from Germany just for her. Then she takes things to the next level. Ritualistic dance. She rises on her back legs like some kind of cult leader, dramatically claps her front paws together and proudly mutters, "Begone, peasant meal," in cat language. It looks like she's summoning spirits, like she's manifesting a better meal from the heavens. Luckily we're inside, so only a light layer of dust and my last shred of patience lands in her food. If we were outside, she would be actively shoveling dirt into her own plate like she's covering a crime scene. Honestly, I've been judged, I've been dismissed. No more, I'm done, over it, checked out, unavailable. The last straw has been plucked, snapped, disintegrated into dust. I have been a full-time cat butler, maid, chef, laundress, a mob dancer, and I have nothing to show for it except exhaustion and a dress that now smells like 3 different types of food. I'm retiring, effective immediately. Here's my resignation letter. It's invisible, but it's legally binding. Take it, file it, burn it. Now I shall DIY my throne, my kingdom, the couch, the building materials, pillows, many, excessive amounts. The method, pure chaos. I strategically, chaotically throw them onto the couch and then I gracefully collapse onto the pile like a medieval queen fainting from corset-related oxygen loss. The last thing I need? Peace, silence, solitude. Oh, and also, food. Food. I need food! Someone bring me nourishment before I perish! Boyfriend hands me a plate of pizza. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. It actually works. I should have been here all day. Why did I ever get up? Before I pass out in this satin-wrapped cage, I must first educate myself. I grab my survival manual, a book, The Princess Guide to Avoiding Chores, and flick through it with the intensity of a student preparing for an exam they forgot about until the night before. Develop a sudden headache when someone suggests vacuuming. Genius. Dramatically sigh near an open window until someone else does the dishes. Revolutionary. The accidentally drop the broom and gasp dramatically technique. Groundbreaking. I nod furiously. I absorb every word. This book will change lives. I will implement its teachings immediately. Deeply enlightening. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. I must now attempt to sleep. If I wake up, great. If not, blame the corset. Morning update. I survived by sheer luck. Breathing, weak, energy, non-existent. Now I understand why 18th century women fainted dramatically all the time. But there's one glimmer of hope. I'm gonna rip myself free from this pink nightmare and return to my true calling, wearing saggy, slouchy, shapeless clothes. Thank you guys for witnessing this fashion experiment gone wrong, and thank you Oprah for sponsoring my suffering. I need to go stare at a wall and recover. Bye!